minimum
Okay,
5,000
we're
word essay.
recording now. So let me share my screen with you. All right. So we are in week 6. You will see the exams out there for you guys. For the Forensic Friday lab, you need to download and install Autopsy, which I suggested you guys do before today because I'm going to show you how to do the rest of this. If it's Windows, it'll be an MSI file. Go ahead and double click it, and it'll probably freak out and tell you, are you sure you want to install this file? Because it's Windows Defender and Forensics Tools scare it. So just take the defaults and install it. And once it's installed, we're going to go ahead and open it up, and I will show you now how to create a new case. Now, I was going to see if we could find a different, what do you call it? A different case for us to work on. But every time I looked for a new one, the one that they had dead links out there. So I found out on, if you go to Course Documents, Additional Resources, and you remember that OneDrive file share? Well, this 4 Dell Latitude E01 right here, that is an image for this, what do you call it? The hacking terrorist suspect one. This is the scenario right here that they set up for this. It's from NIST. So in 9/20/04, a Dell CPI notebook computer, and there's the serial number, was found abandoned along with a wireless PCMCIA card and an external homemade 802.11b antenna. It is suspected this computer was used for hacking purposes, although it cannot be tied to the suspect, that's the suspect's name. The equal signs are just to prevent web crawlers from indexing in this, because this is an article that someone wrote. The chart also goes by the online nickname of Mr. Evil. Some of his associates have said that he would park his vehicle within range of wireless access points like Starbucks and T-Mobile hotspots, where he would then intercept internet traffic, attempting to get credit card numbers, usernames, and passwords. This test image requires a variety of skills to answer given questions, find any hacking software evidence of their use, and any data that might have been generated, and then you attempt to tie the computer to that suspect. So this is that link, and these are the questions for a lot of this, and we will be working through these next week. But for right now, that is yeah, I know that his name always makes me laugh. It's terrible. It's one of those, I think they created it that way just to give people a little bit of a laugh. But so that's the scenario there. So that's where you download that one, the E01, that'll be your data source. And I'm going to stop sharing on this screen, and I will go over and open up Autopsy. And as soon as that opens and I can share the screen with you, I will show you how to create a new case. Okay, so you hit create a new case. Now you can name these case names and stuff for class, anything that you want. When you first do this base directory, it will be empty. I just created one. I don't know why mine insists on trying to put it with OneDrive, but it's actually in my documents folder. And then I have an Autopsy folder. So you can put that anywhere. I suggest you just name it Autopsy so that you have them in there. I already have one labeled like test 1. So let's call this one test 2. So as you can see down here, We're gonna do a single user. Multi-user is grayed out because my guess is that you have to have an enterprise level license for this one. And then you have your file directory listing there. So click next. Now on here, this is exactly what it would look like under optional information if you were putting in a case file. So I'll give you an example. When I worked for the state police, each location had a modifier. So the Pocatello lab was P, Meridian lab M, Coeur d'Alene lab C, and then they would do so Pocatello, and then they would do the year, and then there would be a numerical case. So that is an example of how some places will write their case numbers. I don't know that they still use this method, but some places do that. So let's just call this one 101. My name is on there. And this is what I set up myself. You can put anything you want in there. I just did a fake phone number and put, this is a fake email.com. You can put any notes you want on there. Now this right here is going to be empty for you guys, so you can create a fake organization. So it'll show, and this is stuff that will show when you're to the end of it and you create a report. But if you click on manage organization, you can create new, and then here you can fill out your organization. You can name it whatever you want to and put stuff in there. Just remember, this will show up on your report. So here's that. Test org is listed for there. Now we're going to hit finish, and it's going to create the database, and it'll take a second because it's got to open all this stuff. All right. Now, it'll take a second. Like I said, it's just got to think about everything. And then as soon as it does, we'll add a data source. Hopefully it won't crash. There we go. On this, we just do the top one, generate new host name based on the data source name. We are going to want the disk image or VM file. On this, this is the location of where you have your file saved here. So wherever you have this EO1 file saved, make sure you have your right time zone. Set your sector size to auto detect. And do not check the ignore orphan files. Okay, now this, Steve, this might be where you went wrong. Did you have all of these checked?
My issue was I wasn't using the top selector where it was the local file, or I was choosing local file. Like it was like 3 selections back, not this.
Okay. So you want to make sure on mine, I turned off triage malware scanner and Plaso just because those two have a tendency to error out. You can try them if you want to see what they'll come up with, but they will take longer to parse the data. So I would personally select everything except those two and then click next. And I will tell you right here, this is what's going to take a while. Okay, so do you see down there on the bottom right where it says files are being analyzed? Yes.
I missed it on that last one. Did you check all the boxes or just the defaults that were already selected?
It should have, mine was on the defaults, but make sure that it was Plaso and another one that were deselected. There should be
cyber triage,
cyber triage.
scanner.
Yes, those two should be deselected. But you can see down here where it says analyzing files. Even mine that has quite a bit of memory is chugging along. So it might take you guys a bit, but it will sit there, and on the right, or sorry, on the left, you will see it start to drop the different things that it does. Now, the yellow thing, it will tell you any problems that it has. So after it's done, you can examine and say, okay, maybe there's a file I want you to check out a little more closely. Is it not, how much RAM do you have on your computer, Nick?
I have plenty of RAM. Just
Yeah, I'm
when
at,
it's analyzing the files, I'm getting tons of errors. Like how you just pointed out the little yellow thing. I'm getting a bunch of red ones.
yeah, I'm the same as Nick. I'm sitting at 61 errors right now.
Yeah, I'm at 26% done with 200 errors.
If you click on that thing that's down there, bring it up and see where it says I had the little yellow thing, and see if it pops that up. Does it bring anything else up for you guys?
Yeah, I can
Just
show
what
you my
it's showing
screen.
you.
Here,
It's possible that mine just is not to the point where it's hitting errors because I'm hosting a Zoom meeting.
yeah, see if you want to look at mine. This is what I got
Here,
right
let
now.
me stop sharing so you can, okay, go ahead and share.
Share screen.
And don't be surprised if you get error messages. We can always rerun and turn off. Yeah, don't be surprised if you get error messages. I'm kind of surprised I didn't get error messages.
Yeah, those look like the same errors I've been getting. So I'm sure it's just the EO1 file itself, but
Yeah. So go ahead and let it do its thing, and then we'll take a look at those after. Nick, do you want to share yours, or did yours look almost exactly the same?
pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same. What I usually do on those is I just let it go all the way through. Mine is thinking right now and kind of stuck right where you guys were starting to hit error messages. So I think mine is just because I'm hosting oh, there we go. I'm starting to get error messages now. So it was just taking its time. Here, let me show you guys. You can see. So you can, I'm actually starting to get those there. So don't be surprised. My guess is like this one, it's the codecs and the registration on these are having problems. And then what I do on this is I just let it go through and do its thing, and then we can take a look. Even when it's erroring out, that'll give you a key on what, because sometimes on these image files, when you pull them, the stuff that's there will not come up all the way because they've renamed they have partial files, or they have the wrong what do you call them, extensions, because they renamed it and it's actually not supposed to be that extension. So it's trying to open and parse that information out, but it's like, you know what, this is not going to open because this does not match this file header, and all this stuff does not match what's supposed to be here. So don't be surprised if you have that issue. Mine's just going a little bit slower, like I said, because I'm on a laptop, and if I had it on my desktop, it would be significantly faster, but it just takes a little while. Is everyone else is running through it at least? Is it dropping down information on the side for everybody that's doing this? Okay, Mike's is doing that. Next, Steve. Gwen, is yours working? Okay, good. Yeah, the hiking. the most fun part on this one is it takes a while to wait. So, ow, that's my leg. Don't shred it.
God, that is a creepy little PC thing he has. I don't know why it weirds me out.
What's wrong?
Oh, well, it's nothing wrong. It's just like the tiny little P, or he's got like a tiny little laptop in. Where did I find it? Where am I? I'm in his image files under.
Oh,
Uh,
there's some weird stuff on this one. Yeah.
yeah, I'm in the JPEG images under file types, extension, or yeah, file types, uh, audio,
You
or
can look at
yeah,
it while it's pulling stuff through, but it won't show you everything all right while
oh,
it's.
yeah. But I figured I'd play with it a little bit because I'm only at 45%.
Yeah. This is the part that takes the longest, is pulling in the data source. Nick, are you on a desktop? Or do you just have a really powerful laptop? Desktop. Yep, that explains it. Yeah, my desktop, I have, I think I've got 80 gigs of RAM on it. And so it's significantly faster. So yeah, on yours, Nick, when you look over on the side, you'll be able to go through. If you look at the deleted files, I think that section, that's the one that has some really interesting stuff in it. I mean, all of it's interesting, quite frankly. So if you look there, that's got some weird stuff. And there's, let me show you that screen again. Okay, so these questions right here, we'll walk through on how to find all of this information and how to search and run searches and things like that, so that you guys can. This stuff is how you gives you the how to on how to find some of them, and it also once you find them, it allows you to be like, okay, this is how we tie this person to the data and the crime. So, yes, Kitty. So that's what these are for. Let me make sure I actually have this. Oh, I don't. I better. There we go. Is there anyone else that's managed to hit 100? I'm at 68 right now.
Yeah, 66. Although it is really weird, like looking through his images. He's
The
got like,
images are where you're going to find some really weird stuff. And like I said, this is going to have there are some adult themed things in there. So just be aware.
well, I was just saying it was sketchy because he has like 45 versions of this same image.
Yes, and that's another thing. And if you look at those, you'll notice that the file size is going to be different on them too, which is also a dead giveaway that there's possibly some
Is there
steganography
something?
going on. Cat, please don't try to stand on the keyboard. And I don't know, have any of you popped up? Has it popped up the interesting item for any of you guys? Can you see this down here? The possible zip bomb.
No, yeah.
Well, mine is too. You can click on them while it's doing that if you want to. I just wouldn't open anything. But you can look at some of the data source stuff. I do like this right here. Remember how we were talking about extensions mismatches? This one actually just, the nice thing about this program is it's like, hey, look, right here, you've got extension mismatches. These are likely not the right ones. We have metadata, our deleted files, the temp files, communication accounts. There's our list of installed programs, which this one you'll notice there's some stuff on here that should give you a good idea that he's possibly not using this for good.
Nope, not a little bit, not even a single thing.
Yeah, there you go. Web history. There's a bunch of stuff in the web history that has some iffy things in there. Here's our web, our operating system. This is, if you want to know what he was working on recently, these are the recent documents.
Interesting. So I'm at 100% and I don't have the interesting item.
Oh, you don't? You don't have the zip
Nope.
bomb?
No, my analysis results has 1 encryption suspected, 8 extension mismatches detected, and 3 web categories.
I've got the exact same numbers. I think because my progress bar on the bottom right when you click on it still shows that it's analyzing all the files. So it might not have analyzed them yet. So I don't know, Anna, if you've already run through this entire thing.
Yeah, mine says, like, if you look on here, it says it's 100%, meaning that it's pulled everything in, but it's still analyzing some files. So it's got all the files, but it's possible that because I had previously opened this in a different case, that may be why it pulled that one out.
That's my guess, is that, yeah, your case is already, or your program's already analyzed everything.
Yeah.
It's just,
So that's probably why but yeah, it's thinking about still analyzing and looking at some of the stuff. So don't be surprised if you have some, remember, here's our errors and stuff here. So yeah, this screen right here is all I want you guys to copy or screenshot. And this is what you need to turn in for the lab. So other than the waiting, the lab is not particularly hard. Don't delete this case because this is what we will be working off of next week. Monday we will do our regularly scheduled lecture, and then Wednesday and Friday we will be going through all those questions and I will show you how to look that stuff up. So I think we're gonna stop the recording here for tonight, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about homework. Okay.